Yeah.
Hello? Okay. Yeah. Demano gamba mechi zungu.
There is a short topic in
Okay.
quantitative.
Okay.
You can see.
Yes.
Okay, so correlation and regression.
Okay.
So there will always be a question, especially they like regression because it's a method of forecasting. They may also ask you for correlation to calculate the correlation coefficient. So two items are correlated if a change in one is associated with a change in the other item. For instance, the rise in temperatures and the sale of ice cream. You will notice that in October, we sell more ice cream than June. So the two activities are correlated. So correlation can be positive, negative, or zero.
Okay.
So for instance, when the temperatures go up, the sale of ice cream also goes up. So there is a positive correlation. But when temperatures go up, the sale yama duve na vibomba goes down. So there is a negative correlation. Yeah. Sometimes there can be no correlation. Like the rise in temperature and the number of people being killed in the civil war in Afghanistan. No correlation. So when you calculate your correlation coefficient, that's a number that you assign to show the degree of correlation. It can be any number between -1 and +1. So if you calculate your correlation and it is outside this coverage area, just know that you have made a mistake. So it has to be from -1 to +1. -1, it means perfect negative correlation. While +1 means perfect positive correlation. But it can be anywhere in the range. So this formula will be given to you in the exam for finding the correlation coefficient. So quickly, we will try to find out whether there is a correlation between the number of units produced and the cost of production. So we have six months that we have the data for. And these are the units produced. These are in thousands. And then the cost of production also in thousands. We want to find out if there's a correlation, and we will see whether it's positive or negative, whether it's a high or there's a low degree of correlation. So for your correlation, you will set up a number of columns. Here, the output is represented by X. So X is the independent variable. It's the cause. Y is the effect. So you have a column for X, a column for Y. You need another column for XY because we have this XY in the formula.
Oh yeah.
Then we'll need another column for X squared because we have X squared in the formula. Even Y squared because we have Y squared in the formula. So we are just creating these columns to make our life easy. So our X, since they are all in thousands, we will just use the numbers 2, 3, 1, 4, 3, 5.
3, 5.
Then Y, we have 9, 11, 7, 18, 11, 15.
11, 15.
Then XY, it's X times 1. And X squared in then Y squared in now for all these guys we will need to get the totals. Why? Because polymer summation. So we need to get the totals there. Okay, now there is something. You have seen this one.
Yes, summation of X.
X, then you square it. So this is summation of X. So when you square this one, you have so we will need this guy as well. Same with the other guy. Because we have summation of Y. Headache. So we need these two guys. So don't forget to do that. Then we can go to our formula. N is the number of pairs. So we have six pairs. So our N is 6. Then summation of XY is this one.
218.
Yes. So what is 6 times 218?
6 times 218.
Yeah, 13.
That's 1008. 13 is right, yeah.
1308. So this is this part. Then what is summation of X times summation of Y? So we have summation of X times summation of Y. We have 1188. So on top, we can find the difference. This minus this. So on top, we have 120 in our formula. Now, let's come downstairs. Downstairs we have N times summation of X squared. Now, X squared is this one. Summation is the 4. So we have N, which is 6 times is the 4. What do we have?
384.
384 is here. Now, here we have summation of X squared. So summation of X squared we already found It's 324. So we do this minus this.
Okay.
We have 60. Okay. So that's this part. Now we do for y. Same style. Summation of y squared is this one times n. So it will be 6 times this guy. Then this side we already have the number there. It's this one. Then we also do this minus this.
Okay.
That's what we have. Then we multiply the two guys because they're in brackets. So we'll multiply them.
Okay.
This times this. Then we find the square root because there is square root downstairs. 120. So it seems there is perfect positive correlation because our formula now has 120 on top. So correlation coefficient will be 120 over 120, which is 1. So it's perfect positive correlation. If production increases by 1 unit, the cost also increases by 1/4 or $1. That's what it means. So it's 1 by 1. When it drops by 1, the other side also drops by 1. So here there is perfect positive correlation. So that's your correlation coefficient. A coefficient is a number without any units. So there is no kg, there is no quarter, there is no, it's just 1. That's a coefficient.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's your correlation coefficient. Now, there is the grandson to this one, which we call coefficient of determination. It's normally, the symbol is actually r squared. This r, you square it.
Okay.
So if we say 1 squared, what do we get? So now it has to be a percent. 1 squared, what do you get?
Okay.
It's 1, isn't it?
1.
So our r squared is 100%. So it has to be, yes. So what does this mean? It means the change in costs it means there is no other explanation why costs go up or down. Everything, 100% of the reasons is because of the units that we produce. That's what the coefficient of determination means. If it's less than 100, it means there are other reasons which cause this guy to go up or down that we are not aware of. The element that we have found the correlation with can only account for that percentage that we will find. So in this case, it's 100%. It means there's no other reason that we need to investigate why costs change. is strictly because of the units produced.
Right.
So in short, the change in cost is determined by the units produced 100% of the time. That's why it's called coefficient of determination. If it's 90%, we will say the change in costs is determined by the change in units produced 90% of the time. The other 10% we don't know. We need to investigate. The data hasn't been given.
Okay.
Yeah. So here we are done. Now we can look at regression. Now this regression, it shows the relationship between the independent variable and the dependent variable. That relationship is expressed in form of a formula.
Okay.
So the formula is y equals a plus bx. X is the cause, y is the effect.
Effect.
A is a constant, doesn't change.
Okay.
Yeah. So the formula also will be given. Most of the columns in our previous example will be used, except as you can see, we don't have
Y squared.
we don't have
Or X squared.
we are,
But the summation,
and we don't even have the
but the
square.
summation don't even have the square root here.
So you notice that in this formula we remove the y part and we remove the square root. That's the difference.
Square root.
So the y part out, the square root out. Then whatever we remain with is what we use. Now, this formula is used to find b, the number attached to x. Then when we have found b, we will use it to find a, the constant.
A.
So let us demonstrate using our data here. There is units produced and the costs, of course, as well. These are in thousands. So we will still have the column for x and the column for y. We will still need the column for xy
XY.
and the x squared.
Oh yeah. And Y is
We don't need the column for
we need the Y. Y squared.
We don't need the column for y squared. So we have 5 years.
But
here.
we need to.
We need y, but not
we need
y.
to square the summation. We need to square the summation of y.
No.
Eh?
No.
The summation of x.
Yes. The summation of x will need that one. Because we have it here. So we have 20, 16, 24, 22, 18. And then the effect, we have 82, 70, 90, 85, 73. So all these guys, we will need their summation. XYZ. Square this one. Okay. So we will need that guy you are talking about. Need to square this one. I have 10 pin there. Okay. And now we can use our formula to find B. We will need N is 5. Summation of XY is 8104. So we have 5 times 8104. That's here. Then here we have summation of X times summation of Y. So summation of X, summation of Y, 40,000. The difference is
520.
520. That's upstairs. Then downstairs, we have N times summation of X squared. So this is summation of X squared. This one.
50,000.
So
Oh, yeah.
N is 5. So it will be 5 times this. Then we are going to have this guy, the other side. This side we have this one. So tikawapanga minus amenewa tipeza 200. So what do we have? On the top we have 520. So our B now is 520 divided by 200, which gives us
2.6.
2.6. So that's our B. Then we can find our A. So our A is summation of Y over N. 400 over 5 minus. Now we have summation of X over N times this guy. So is this guy times summation of X over N. So we have this minus this. That is our A. Is 28. So now our formula is Y equals 28 plus 2.6x.
Okay.
Basi, when they say find the equation of the least squares regression line. So this is the equation. Y equals 28 plus 2.6x. Now, you need to watch out. If you just say 28, you miss something because we are not using the 3 zeros here.
Okay.
So this is actually supposed to be 28,000. So Mufwire Mwachita, watch out. This one won't change.
Okay.
Yeah. So now, how do you use this equation? You use this now to forecast, to predict. That's why I say find the total cost if we produce 22,000 units. Now remember that the units are X because they are the cause while the cost is the effect. So we will say Y equals 28,000 plus 2.6 times 22,000, which should give us so equals plus 2.6 times 22,000. So the total cost will be 85,200. You'll see that it's very close. Here we even have a 22 here, but because now we have used the equation which took care of everyone, we are supposed to have 85,200. But in actual sense, we only have 85. She is not far from the
85.
Yeah. So then they can say, find the number of units that were produced if the total cost was 100,000. How many units were produced? So now what you know is the Y. So you use the greater my equation. So 100 equals 28,000 plus 2.6x. Okay, we bring them here. 2.6x plus 28,000 equals 100,000. Like terms together. 2.6x equals 100,000 minus 28,000. 2.6x equals what do you have? 72,000.
Yeah.
And to get x, divide both sides by 2.6. Yeah. So we are supposed to produce this number of units, 27,692.31 units. If our total cost is going to be 100,000. So they can ask you to find either Y or X. As long as you have your equation, you just slot in them guys. Any problem? No problem. No problem. So you will generally always have this topic in the exam.
Yeah.
So just there's nothing more. It's just this one. So tomorrow, I don't know how your 11 hours is.
I can make time for that.
I don't say Kofuti economics.
Okay.
So I'll send this to you.
Now last time tuna sending ya group chat.
I didn't send it.
No.
What happened? What happened?
Apa tika pressa poko kamene kalangiza ti record yaka inga record yake.
But I think I've recorded.
Isa kamene record or by so that the time and again my own free time, just revising. I can be going through my videos.
I'm recording.
I don't know.
They record the code.
Okay. Right now, I'm karangiza record. So I was wondering if I do record, if it's able to record.
Oh. Hey, then it means you are able to record.
But Karim Red. It's funny. It seems it's record. It's showing red. Then it's recording.
It's me who is recording.
Oh, it's you is recording.
Eh.
Okay.
Okay. My locans.
Okay, so I'm to me like last time, but I na kamenya.
I've already sent.
Okay, thank you.